How you doing, everybody? Hi, Javi, Tourbillon, Neferin. Hey, Rick. Rick, I got your message. Tony, Donald. Good. Hey, Junior, how you doing? Okay, great. Is the sound okay? Sound, video, everything all right? I'm looking at your comments. Ah, thanks, Rick. Okie doke. Today I wanted to sort of um the FP Jordan commercial played, huh? Oh, that that's funny. Hi, Mark. Um, okay, the bunch of stuff I want to talk to today. First of all, I need a haircut. I don't look at myself that much. I got better things to do, better things to look at too. Man, I need a haircut. Geez, I can't believe that. Okay, let's hi NS something. How you doing? Uh, Things are moving right along, and I guess I ought to have something a little more official about signing up for getting a watch. Hi, Jonathan. Um, for our Agonor movement and so forth that we have. Hi, Mark. And um, probably, I suppose we should do it through the Pure Horology page. One of the things, and some people have already got a response on, um, is that we're to a point now where we've got to make a decision. When I say we, I mean everybody. Whether you want to come in on this with this watch or not. It's one of those things that I hope is going to work out in every way that we wanted to, and it's looking so far so good. The first thing we've got to do is to pay for the what they call the pre. Basically, it's a design of the whole thing. We talked about this a lot. We've given them the kind of information we wanted. The kind of base movement that they're using is what they had that they're going to build ours on, which is fine. We're not dealing with it's an Agonor base basically, and so everything seems to be in very good shape. By the middle of September, which is just a few weeks away, I was very surprised when I looked at it. Um, the they want, I think, everything they're all set to go. So what I needed to do right away is to get everything squared away on our end, and they're going to say how many people are in on this, how many watches, and so forth. And so that's where we are right now. Hey Tim, how you doing? Patrick, how are you? Um, so let me tell you about some of the things that I've had in mind, and I'd like to go ahead with. Um, Okay, yeah, you're right. I'll do that right away. One of the things Rick reminded me is to send, let everybody have my email address. If you are interested, send me an email and let me know. I mean, now you don't have to tell me if you're not interested. That no problem with that. But I do need to know if you're interested. There was something else that came up. Somebody said that they wanted to buy 2 watches, and that's fine. And in fact, I think I may get 2 also. I'm not gonna get a deal like this for a while, so I thought, "Well, I'll get 2," and, I have some ideas of, that we might be able to do with 2. Somebody said had suggested we enter it into the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève next year, and that sounded like a good idea. The problem is, I think just for the entry fees are like 600 Swiss francs, which isn't going to kill anybody. Well, it might, but that's not too bad. And then if you come to the nominated level, there's another 6,000 Swiss francs. And what they do, they put it and they take it all around and everything. And then if you win, you get the finger. That's the prize. This little finger for they refer to it as the hand, I think, but it's basically like, here you go. I see all these guys sitting there like with if you go to the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève, they got everybody on the front there who won last year, and everybody's wearing a mask. They got they got all of these things. That would be more fun. Hi, Dom. How you doing, man? Phaser. Okay. 39 millimeter, right? Yeah, we got. I think it's really looking very good, like I said. But we've got to get to the point where I can say, all right, here we have this, and then we've got the number of people that we have. We got to divide the 10K that we need for the initial design, I guess. I mean, when I say initial design, I mean the design that will that can be produced. Okay, so that. Okay, first of all, Rick mentioned, and I did this morning, but I'll do it again, and that's your different group today or this afternoon. Some of the same, but let me give you my email. So if you want to be involved in it, send me an email and say, yeah, I'm with you. Okay. Okay. Let me put it down here. There you go. I had another email, and we finally switched service providers, and our new one is like about a million times better. So I'm glad we did that. Okay. All right. That's one thing with this. The other thing is has to do with um, I've been communicating with um, Agonor using an application called WhatsApp. The thing about WhatsApp that's good, and I think it would be good, especially when you're dealing with any kind of financial transaction, is that it's encrypted. And so if I send you something like, uh, here's here's the bank, the routing number and everything, and the account number for the bank or the bank account that I want to set up that we can use so we can pay them and we can have one place to go, and then we can send it all to Switzerland. The other there all of the prices that we're getting are in Swiss francs. So whatever currency you use, you're going to when we send it to them, it's going to have to be the equivalent in Swiss francs. Probably from my bank, I'd have to send it in dollars, and then they'd switch it over to Swiss francs. So that I don't think that's too difficult. I've done that before, and so that's not a huge problem. All right, I I once had all this money bouncing back between me and Timbuktu, and not something that I'm wonderfully comfortable with, but I know how to do it now, so that's a good thing. Hi, Milos, how you doing? Uh, oh wow, Clyde, that sounds like that's exciting. Um, okay. Anyway, so if you do want to be involved, um, shoot me an email and say, okay, yeah, I'm there. Once we spend money on this thing, it's spent, and by that I mean if you want to do this, we've got to do it right. I can't say, oh, I decided I want to do it and then change my mind because that we just can't do that. All right. I mean, this isn't like going down to an AD and saying, "Hey, Joe, I think I want to get this watch," and no, Joe orders it, and then you come back and say, "Ah, Joe, I'm sorry, I changed my mind. I don't want to get it." It's not something we can do, and um, so that's sort of one of the things about this. Um, Using WhatsApp, I think, is a really good way to communicate. Another good thing about WhatsApp, this is how I communicate with the guys at Aganor. I use WhatsApp, and we use it with a phone too. You can make free phone calls through it. Just click the phone thing. I have to use my headset, which is great for me, so I can hear the thing. But the first the first payment that we have is going to be 10,000 Swiss francs divided by how many people we have. I think I put out a notice to that effect. Um, I think that, and it's on the Pure Horology. Okay. Hi, Kaz. Um, Hi, Watch Cardinal. Do we have images of what the finished product will look like? No, we don't. Um, what we're doing, Watch Cardinal, we're doing this one step at a time. We have sort of we have a general idea. I what we've decided on, we have, if you go to the site we have for Pure Horology, that's the RFB site for people who are going to be involved in this. Uh, there we have a lot of different things, sort of images we got from Aganor about the movement and so on and so forth. The case that we've talked about is the one from um, Vouten and Kalen. And the one that we liked is the one with the teardrop lugs and so forth. It looks very much like a car, a lot of the Kari Vouten cases and so forth. And then the other part, the dial, we're going to go with a metal limb dial. Now, this idea came from the what's it called? The Simplicity watch by Philippe Dufour. Looking at that watch, and right at the bottom, it had metal limb, and I'd read an article about that. And Philippe Dufour said, "Oh, he liked their work so much, he just let them put their name on it." I thought, "Hey, that'd be a cool thing. We could do the same thing because the one of the things, and this is not to sound preachy, but we want to have a watch that is, really by the best, the that we and I was going to say the best we can get, but we didn't get the best we can get, in my opinion. I think we got the best. Period. I don't know anybody who makes better cases. I don't know anybody who makes better movements. I think we have all of these things. We talked about we decided on a 39 millimeter case, metal stainless steel case. So, and then we set the top limit, I think, between 7 and 7,500 Swiss francs, which for a watch like this is a fraction, really, really a fraction of what this caliber of watch would go for. So that's another thing. I hope that we can do that. Oh, Kaz, thanks. They use metal limb, Kaz, or they use Vouten and Kalen, or both of them. Okay. Yeah. Um, yeah, I like that too, Nephron. That was the other thing I like about him. There's so many watches that we have to deal with are they're hiding stuff. I mean, they don't tell us everything, and that's one thing I wanted our watch to do, is to say, yes, this is a movement by Aganor, this is a case by Vouten and Kalen, this is a dial and hands by Metallim. And if you Kaz, think, because if you look at Chopek watches, they're beautiful. I mean, that's one thing about them. They're gorgeous watches. And the first thing you're going to see on a watch is the dial. This watch is the Van Cleef and Arpels time here and time there. and this is one of the few movements that was entirely done by Jean-Marc Wiederrecht of Agenor. So it's, I mean, it's, I just love this watch and the movement with it, except it was a little more than what we're gonna have to pay. Okay, have you shared this watch on your platform? Uh, at Watch Cardinal. Oh wait, the more people that commit, the lower the cost will be. Yeah, that's true. Um, we're right now, Nephron. All of the information, I'm trying to put it all on the Pure Horology Facebook page. And that's so that we'll have a center place. I didn't wanna put it on, the High Horology Lounge, nothing wrong with it, I mean, but there's, like, 20,000 people on that one, and I just wanted to have a place where we could focus with the people who were really interested in going ahead with this. Now, some people who were said, "Ah, I think I'll pass this time around." That's fine. We're not selling anything, we're trying to create something for us, period, not for any kind of promotion or this or that. And the whole idea of putting it in the Grand Prix is just that'd be sort of fun. I don't know. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Uh, okay, should ask. Would you want to do that, or does anyone want? What am I talking about? Oh, I don't know about Watch Cardinal. Watch Cardinal, no offense, but I'm not sure what you do. Okay, but I'm sure it's a good thing. Um, Hi, Amadiji, how you doing? Okay, so anyway, so the first thing is that using WhatsApp for communication. There's another one I found out about called Signal. Very, the thing that was the good thing about Signal was that it's extremely high security. The bad thing about it is apparently a bunch of dope dealers use it. I just thought that wouldn't, I don't want to use that. But like I said, WhatsApp is a good one. And I think that would be the one that once we commit, we'll just have sort of a little thing of the people who are actually going to go ahead with it. And I think that we can pass things around on that. Okay. Um, yeah, Nephron, it's not that we've been, oh, God knows, we've had tons of ideas and by the people who are involved in it, but there comes a point where we've got to sort of move ahead and we're doing it. There was someone who had I like the idea and I'm going to ask him about it, is that on the Pure Horology site, I listed all of the things that um, Agenor said, okay, here's where we are with these things. And as far as finishing was concerned, it was Geneva Waves and Prolog. And someone said that because I noticed there's a nice big um, barrel. And he said, you could put some decoration on that. I thought, boy, snailing on that barrel would really look nice. And I have no idea what's involved in adding snailing to something. I have it on my Marco Lang, the Langenheim Frederick 2, and it looks great. It really looks nice. So I'll ask them, and they say, yeah, but we don't have the tools, or we have this, and it would cost a whole lot of money. We'd pass on that. On the other hand, I said, yeah, we can do that. It's not much of a deal. That'd be, I think, a neat thing to have. But right now, we're pretty well set on in terms of the basic movement, and they're going to put all of that together because we pointed out where we wanted everything. At first, we had it. We wanted it between 7 and 8, and they said they'd have to do it at 9 o'clock. I said okay, And then they said, "Well, wait a minute, we figured out a way to do it where you wanted it." And I just think that was so cool. Okay, love snailing. Yeah, Mark, I think it really looks good. Yeah, I have, yeah, I know about funding. Um, yeah, everybody has some different things. I had some very definite watch buying plans. I changed them. So I, uh, and it's, next year we'll have another crazy thing that we can put together somehow. I don't know if it's going to be like this one or not, but we'll see what we can do. Hi, Passar. What do you think for pushing this along? Do you think that we could have the number of each watch indicate on the case number, similar to RD, for instance? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were going to do that. Uh, Passar, exactly. Yeah, we'll have them. We'll have the total number of watches that we're going to get. And like some people, I said I was thinking of getting two, and some other people were thinking of getting more than one. And instead of starting at 0, 1, I start at 0, 0. That's sort of my binary background. So we'll have from 0, 0, 0 slash, then let's say 30, and then 0, 1 slash 30. And that way we can have someone will have zero and someone will have one. So it's not, sort of spread the wealth, so to speak. Um, so next year there'll be a new variant. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. We had see last year, when we had the retrograde that we were working on, that thing was it just got too expensive, basically, and also too with the crazy stuff going on with the pandemic that's still with us, unfortunately, to some extent. I think people have learned to, unfortunately, we've got to sort of live and work with it right now, so we're not as in that bad a shape, I guess. Okay, snailing, ask about goading Forbin. He just, he just fell right off the hook. Okay, all right, let's see how we doing on time. All right, now the other thing I want to talk about today is that because of the pandemic, the the date for getting the competing watches for the Grand Prix was very late, but they had to go ahead anyway, so they just got it. What they just had a week or so ago, but then the nominations are going to come out early next month, which is just a few days away. So we're going to have to end our Grand Prix entries on September 7th. So September 7th is going to be the last day that you can enter into the Grand Prix. Now, that gives you plenty of time. Just go to the Prix, blah, 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 Grand Prix picks page. It's a Facebook page, and put your entries in. Now we already have, people have already started because we started on, actually it was the day before yesterday on the 26th was when it opened. And so, and we have some, I was showing one of the watches, I got it all wrapped up in here and I put rubber bands around it so I don't accidentally drop it. I mean, have it fall out. But we have three watches we're giving away, and, so, you got a pretty good chance of winning, and some of the people who are, you know, that's sort of a fun thing to do. Now, the watches are not high horology, they're not even well, I think they have their own in-house movement. This one does anyway, but the house you may not be interested in. They're not terribly expensive. They're all under $1,000. So, but they're nice. It's sort of fun to win something. So anyway, so I encourage everybody to join. Here's here's the thing about the contest that I think is really worthwhile, and one of the reasons I think it's worth doing. when you're making choices about, who's gonna win the Grand Prix category that they're in, you gotta find out about the watch, and it's a wonderful way to find out about a lot of different watches, and if you spend the time to do it, you're more likely to win. But you come out of it more knowledgeable, and, it's sort of a way of, like, sort of moving that whole thing. There was this guy that I learned about, Christian Lass. He's got a watch in, so I thought I'll find out something about him. Whoa, his stuff is really good, and I thought, "Oh boy, here's sort of a young, Philippe Dufour, and maybe, what we can do is, get a good deal on it." Unfortunately, when I saw the price of his watch that he had, it was it was something like, 57,000 or something like that, so it's not one of these under the radar, people know him because he also has, courses in watchmaking, so I think it's in the men's category, I'm not sure, but I believe so, it's in the men's category. Check out, Christian Lass. In the chronometer group, which one do you think has the best chance of winning? Oh boy, Mark, I think they changed the name of the chronometer group to the tourbillon group, I believe. They did s they have essentially the same categories, but they keep changing the name on them, and it it's I think they're the same one. Um, right off the top of my head, Mark, I don't know, who do you like in that one? Hi, Loose Tooth. Um, let's see. Alright. Uh, okay, guys, so I know some of you have already entered, but, anyway, let me encourage it. Just go to the Grand Prix Picks Facebook page, enter it, and let me see, we're getting just about out of time. I'm gonna provide the email one more time. If you wanna be involved in getting this watch we've been working on with the, Agenor movement, the Voutilanen and Kalin, case, and the metal limb, uh, dial and hands, shoot me an email, let me know, and then we'll talk about we'll sort of build this up on the, Pure Horology page, and once we commit ourselves, then we'll those who've gone ahead with this will have sort of a good focus. Also, too, let me know what you think about communicating on WhatsApp. It's one you use your phone and your computer for it, and it works wonderfully well. All of the communications I've been doing with Agenor have been through WhatsApp, so they use it too. Okay, let me put this down one more time. Okay, there it is. Okay, any questions or anything? Yeah, I know, Nephron. That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, what if we're gonna do something like this, why not? I mean, if we can. Um, most the thing about the companies that we're working with, um, they have very high qualities, and they're one of the few ones that we can go to that has this high quality that's not all for themselves. For example, I go to FP Journe or somebody like that. We tried to do it with Marco Lang, but he's sort of starting up his new business, and his business plan just wouldn't allow it. He would have been great too. Um, so anyway, I think what we we put together is, as they say, pas mal, not bad. Okie doke. So let me know, and I I hope by Monday I'll have more information from Agenor. are prob more likely Tuesday. I don't know. We're having a bunch of construction around our house next week, so things would be a little crazy, but um, doesn't affect the internet, so that's a good thing. Take care, everybody. Be safe, and see you next time.